How are you today? Hello and welcome to my TED Talk. Okay, but in all seriousness, that music selection is called pumpkin spice jazz. No, I did not look up pumpkin spice music. My computer automatically thinks it knows me. So, thought that was kind of funny that there's literally a YouTube channel called that. Anyways, today I'm going to show you how to insert some of your notice and note signposts into your narrative. I am not yet finished with my narrative. I'm going to keep continuing to work on it, but I thought, you know what, I might as well start adding some of these notice and notes in there. So remember yesterday you picked 4 out of the 6. It could be 4 totally different signposts, which I did. It could be 2 aha moments, a tough question, and something else, right? So I have an aha moment, and that's when my grandma was telling me the quote that I put up here in my dialogue box. She was telling me, like, you'll put yourself through a lot if you don't stop and have fun with your job, because you got to have fun. You can't just be so serious all the time. And I'm like, she's right? So because it's such an important moment, that's probably a spot where I will use dialogue to quote this. I'm not there at that point in my story yet to insert that, so I'm going to wait on that one. Tough question. Okay, I told you guys yesterday, this is where she asked me, it's kind of where I asked myself, do I love what I do? Okay. Or I also kind of asked myself, it was almost like again and again, I kept asking questions. What is the problem here? Why don't I feel like I'm successful? I asked a bunch of tough questions, so I think I'm going to start with that today and try and input that. So I think that would be maybe when I was like spiraling, going into kind of a panic attack before I headed to grandma's. So I'd be after the background information, and I think it'd be probably when I got in the car. One of the worst days. I left my usual organized room. Okay. I half-heartedly waved to students, got in my car, let the waterfalls flow. I needed to leave the parking lot and fast. Okay, so maybe a good place to input this would be when I am going to my car. And then after I wave to the students. Once in my car, I let the waterfalls flow. I think right here would be a good spot. And I'm going to put it in italics because it means I'm thinking it to myself, but I'm not saying it out loud. Why do I feel like a failure? Why does teaching feel so hard? Why can't I let go of my stress? Why do I teach? Or why did I choose to teach in the first place? Okay, so this would be like all my feelings going through my brain. And I put it in italics because I'm thinking it internally. I'm kind of having a meltdown or a panic attack moment. Okay, and then I think that fits perfectly because afterward I explained what I look like on the outside. Perfect. Plus, it's again and again. It's kind of hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, if you've ever heard that saying, meaning you're doing 2 things in one attempt. So I have why, which is an again and again, and a bunch of repeated tough questions. So I kind of did both of those things. Let's look at what another signpost I need to insert. I'm not at the aha moment yet, so I can't put that in yet. Tough questions. Word of the wiser is what my grandma says to me, and then I have the aha moment. So those will probably be my 2 pieces of dialogue that I add in. I'm going to wait on those. when I give you guys a lesson on dialogue. Memory moment is really the whole thing, but I guess I could highlight where my memory moment is because it is about when grandma before her stroke. That would be like this whole little paragraph. The backstory of my grandma is that signpost. So I've got tough question and again, memory moment done already. And the reason you know I have a memory moment is because I used the thing I remember most. That gives you like the backstory of grandma. So I have 3. I need the last 2, which I'm going to put in through dialogue. Because I didn't have a contrast contradiction that I purposely put in. Maybe I have one in my story and I just don't know it. But I'm going to insert my aha moment and words of the wiser. Okay, so what you're doing is you're kind of going back up to your boxes up here and thinking, where is a good spot where I could insert this, even if I'm not done writing my rough draft? So for me, it just made sense to do it before I started crying in my car, because what made me start crying was all of these repeated like worries and questions in my head. Okay, so now we're going to get to the dialogue section where I actually input what my grandma has said to me, and that's also what she says to me as words of the wiser. So next lesson will be about dialogue and how to correctly input that and make it meaningful. So I hope this helped, watching me put in my tough questions and again, and you just need to stop, go back up to your graphic organizer and think, where's the best spot for me to insert mine? All right, stay tuned for the next video.